Joining us is Nicole Caggiano, the Vice President of Sales and Business Development at Cojilio, a company at forefront of the innovation of growing in a beauty software marketing. With an impressive track record of success and a deep understanding of the industry, Nicole is here to share the insights and strategies and experiences that have led Cojilio to new heights. Let's tune into this episode if you're looking for a new software in your beauty industry. All right, so we've got Nicole here with Cojilio. I am so excited. In the last episode, I actually kind of got people pre-excited for this episode because I was like, hey, she's coming on. We're excited to have you. Yes, because as a spa owner and as a lot of our listeners, I think can completely relate, it is very hard to find spa software and that can do the things that we need for our clients as well as us as the technicians. So I'm excited to hear your story and how you got started in this industry.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I began in IT and technology about 9 years ago, and I joined this small software company called NCX as an account manager. And I was doing the design and kind of scoping of client requests for custom software. In that time, and most of that was supply chain based, we were working with Indigo and bigger companies like G&D. I was getting calls off the hook for small businesses that wanted their own branded app. And I would talk about their needs, and that would be my job. I'd go in person if they were local and talk about the kind of app that they wanted for their business. And at the end of it, it would always end with budget, because building your own branded app was upwards of $80,000, $100,000. And they just didn't have that budget for that. So that was in one side of the back of my mind, that this was a need. At the same time, I am just the biggest consumer of anything beauty. I'm going to the hair salon every 6 weeks. I'm getting my monthly facial. I'm getting my nails, just everything. And I'm also seeing all the gaps and process gaps in their business. So, I book my $300 facial 6 weeks in advance. And when I show up, they hand me a 15-page form. Yeah. And I'm panic filling this out in the waiting room. And in my head, especially because I'm in tech, I'm like, why was this not trigger sent to me 6 weeks ago? And then I handed the form to receptionist, and I went in the room with the esthetician, and she's doing my facial. And I was like, oh, so you're not reading my form. So why did I write a paragraph about how I was on Accutane? Yes. Right. So these kinds of things are building in my head. I get my lashes done, and she said, okay, e-transfer the deposit to princessfairy@gmail.com. And I'm like, that's professional. Yeah. And, I want to join a wait list. I want to do all these things. So I'm seeing all these kind of missing chain links in the beauty industry. I'm working in software where small businesses want their own app. And I just come up with this concept of, we can fill this gap. I know our architects can build a booking system better than what's out there, better than what I've used on the phone, on the computer to book with other businesses. I can remove that frustration for this industry, but we can also customize all the specific things that they need, like prerequisites. You can't get a fill if you haven't had a full set with me in the last 21 days, like little things like that. Yes. And it just turned into this solution for beauty, but built at a scalable level. So we didn't want to leave out any service-based business. So, Cojilio works in beauty as well as it works for booking a child's birthday party, but beauty was the original focus, and it was the original solution industry.
And I love that you can have so many options with yours. Like, I was going through, and you're Canadian, which is like huge. Like, I know I've used so many American softwares, and being Canadian, like, obviously you're going to have to pay like the exchange rate on that, as well as like customer service and time zones. And like, literally I send an email to your team and I get an email within like minutes in response. And just even the options you had that were available were amazing. Like, I was going through each different category, and even if I was like a startup spa, you make it so affordable and so easy for someone to be able to do that. And all the way down to someone, I think I have like probably the biggest one now that I'm doing with your team, and with all of the options, but I can see it growing with us. And that's where it's really hard. A booking software as like a spa owner is like, you don't want to be jumping back and forth all the time. And then you having the option to actually have your team do the back end to be able to actually have these things up and running. So I don't have to take time out of my day to get things up and running was like, oh my gosh, there's an option for this. That was like the selling feature for me too, is like, I don't have time to input these forms and do all these different things, but your team was asking all the right questions. We're getting the ball rolling, and well, my business is still running and it still has my attention.
And that's what it was made for, was to be enterprise level software at an affordable monthly rate. Because before Cojilio was in the space, you could get a free booking system, $0 a month. They charge you per appointment, per text message, whatever it is. And that was simple functionality. Once you grow out of the solo entrepreneur space, it didn't have enough features. But then to get the features that a lot of these lash techs, these estheticians, these med spas needed, you had to pay that enterprise price. So we made these subscriptions to grow with you. So you could, for $99 a month, if you're a small, 5-person salon, you could get that $400 software for $99 a month. And that was so important to us from the beginning. And that's why we'll always have the starter packages on our website.
Definitely. Because I remember when I started, I was a solo at our brick and mortar location for 6 months. And then we had hired staff, but then I never actually ended up hiring a receptionist for a long time, because online booking now, like, to be honest, my receptionist is to cash people in out, but like they're rebooking online. They're not really standing there and rebooking. But those are the things that I always say to people when they're starting a business: invest in a good software to begin with. And that's where, like I said, you're great with the sense of you can grow with your business, and you can start from, if you're a starter, right up till if you've been around for like 10, 15 years, and watching your business grow and having those availabilities to be able to do that.
Exactly. And a lot of people want to book themselves. The urge strikes at 3 a.m. on Saturday, but your hair salon isn't open until Tuesday morning. And that used to be me too. I'd have to wait to call, and I couldn't book online. So then I'd call Tuesday and they'd say, oh no, we don't have till next week. But what if I could have booked myself, so just putting every consumer now, just, they want what they want now. So you can allow people to book online, or they can call in, get that personalized experience, and you've got the right system to be able to book them in correctly. So it's definitely, it's a win-win. Definitely.
Well, and I noticed that we're in Muskoka. So we're in such a interesting demographic where we've got our older clientele, or mature clientele, I like to call them, where they're going to call. They want that personal interaction. And then we've got, someone like you and I that are like, oh, it's a Friday night or something. I'm like, oh, I just broke a nail. I need to get a nail fix. Or, oh, I need a lash fill for next week and I have an event to go to. Like, it just makes it easy for everybody. Now to talk a little bit more in like the detail of like your integration with Clover, that was how I kind of found you. How did that whole relationship start?
It started during COVID, actually. We did a feature with BlogTO. So BlogTO went and did a photo shoot at one of our customers, Cojilio customers in Aurora, because they were a great case study of using Cojilio throughout their closure of COVID, because they were using it to conduct all their digital consultations through the app. Because during the closure, everyone had 9-10 inches of regrowth and nobody qualified for a standard root touch-up, a standard balayage. Everybody needed to be consulted and priced accordingly. So they used that closure time to get all the digital consults in, get everyone booked in correctly. So when they opened August 1st, their August was fully booked. So BlogTO was in, we did this case study. Clover Canada saw it and reached out to us and said, are you married? Basically, are we married to another payment system? Because all booking systems and payment systems have a marriage, they have an exclusivity. And we said, well, we integrate with Stripe and PayPal, but we're not married.
Yeah.
And
we're just dating on the side.
So we built this integration, not only to just connect to Clover, but to connect to Clover in every which way. So someone's paying online or in the app, that's going through your connected Clover account. Someone's paying in person, your booking calendar just sends that payment over to your connected Clover terminal. So giving it that all-in-one seamless connection for Clover merchants, which opened up a huge gateway for us, because Clover is like Cojilio in the space where they beat out all other payment processors. They have the best rates, the best terminals, the best features. Their app market of connected partners is thousands of incredible businesses. So Cojilio being that in the booking system space, it was like the perfect hand-in-hand combination. And we just soared from there. So we are exclusively integrated with the Clover POS.
On this podcast, we always talk about nutrition and how important our gut health is, as well as how our brains function when we're eating superfoods, and obviously the convenience of having those available. Personally, I'm like a low-key, non-prep, don't like to be in the kitchen kind of person, and I'm sure a lot of my entrepreneurs and busy moms and busy people listening can completely relate to this. Now, if you haven't tried Revive or heard of it, it's definitely a game changer. With my promo code and my affiliate links linked below, you will be able to receive 50% off your first order / box of these delicious pre-portioned superfoods that can be delivered right to your door with free delivery at checkout. So just hit the link below for the affiliate links as well as the promos to get 50% off your first box of these delicious pre-portioned meals that you're going to be thanking me for later. Amazing.
Clover Canada exclusively promotes us as their preferred #1 booking system. And together, the partnership has just been amazing.
Well, that's how I found you, because my friend works at Clover and he's our sales rep. And he was like, we were actually sitting at the cottage one, I think it was a Saturday night or whatever, and we're chatting, and he's like, what are some of the challenges you go through with your business? And I was like, to be honest, now that we're becoming more of a medi spa, we're needing a better software company, to your point, with all the forms and signatures and just the organization and the backlog of clients that we have, and just properly offering these services in a seamless way for them. And he was like, oh my gosh, I need to get you on a call with Nicole to talk in more detail if this is going to be a good opportunity for you. And he's telling me all these things, exactly what you said. And then it's integrated with Clover. I was like, okay, sign me up. I'm like online right away. Like, sign me up. I want to get a call. And we booked a call with you like that next following Tuesday.
I love it.
So, and I think the team at Clover believes in you so much too. Like, just how fluent he was talking about it, even how he knew a lot of the back end of how the system actually works on questions I was asking him too. So you can really tell that you're both helping each other so much, making a great marriage.
Exactly. And that's what the knowledge transfer, right? I have been training Clover sales reps on their Cojilio knowledge, just like we've been being trained on our Clover knowledge. So if someone calls Cojilio, but they end up having a Clover question, we want to be able to answer it, and vice versa, as opposed to saying that's someone else's problem. You don't really feel that between the two of us. It's like, let's support both of our customers so that because the names are similar too. So people will call us. It's all a lowercase logo. It starts with C, very similar font. Hilarious that worked out. So, some people that are new to Clover, they think it's Cojilio. So they'll call us saying, can I buy a terminal? And we'll say, that sounds amazing. I need to make you call Clover, though. We don't sell POS systems.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And the integration of, like, when I was doing the demos and stuff with your team too, of seeing how it can transfer over is so interesting. So really it's taking those extra steps. I mean, time and money, right? Like at the end of the day, of like, having someone having to manually punch in the price, and even the memberships and everything that you offer is all in a really easy step-by-step. And I even think for onboarding a receptionist, like I look at, because we also use Squarespace, but we use QuickBooks. Like we have all these different things, and I'm like, we're getting rid of the QuickBooks where my techs need to actually enter everything in. We're just going to go through Cojilio, and then we're just going to export all the files. So it's giving me that privacy that I need as a business owner for like all my personal info and inputting, and then having those options to be able to turn some features off and on for the technicians as well.
Exactly. Turning off what they don't need to see, what they don't need to access, the ability to view certain reports, to book override appointments.
Yes.
Override appointments was so important to us, to let the business owner do whatever they want. They could book someone in for 2 a.m. on a day they're closed. Doesn't matter. But turn that off for the staff. just so they don't accidentally do that. So definitely.
Yeah. And then when, do you want to talk a little bit more about some of the like point systems and things you have integrated into Cojilio, and kind of why you kind of came up with some of those ideas?
Yeah, loyalty and referral system is huge because you're rewarding your clients on sending either business to your business, referrals, word of mouth, or their dollars spent at your business. So inspired by the traditional stamp card at the nail salon, where they give you that business card, and after your 10th manicure, your 11th is free, and I would lose it every time.
So, and then they want another one. I just got rid of our stamp program, actually. So.
Exactly. So going a little bit more high tech, but then also thinking of the Sephora loyalty program where, okay, I've got the app, but my points would take 24 hours to refresh in my account, but I want to use them right away. So thinking of those bottlenecks in even digital loyalty systems, and then the combination of making a loyalty system that was unscammable, as I was notorious for finding the loophole in a loyalty system for myself. So I designed it to be, protected against people like me that, scam loyalty systems, admittingly. So we customized it where the business can customize their loyalty tiers. For example, bronze, silver, gold, the points ranges between them, and then what those tiers mean. So for example, let's say you hit 1,000 points, you can redeem that for 30% off service A, B, or C. And they've chosen those services because they have more than a 30% profit margin on it. Of course, we don't want to lose money by redeeming points. And then allowing them to customize how many points each service is worth. So typically in the industry, mani-pedi, simple manicure pedicure, have the lowest margins. So maybe those services give customers less points than the services with the super high margins. So you're not locked into a loyalty system that you end up losing money on because one person ends up, booking cheap services but redeeming high services. So you can make it lucrative for your business, and then the points award to customers in real time. As soon as that payment is collected for their appointment, they've got the 100 points for their service, and they can immediately book their next service, redeeming their 100 points against it. So that's very brilliant. Sephora style, but better, if if I may be so bold.
Yes, no, that makes total sense.
The final touch was the referral system. So being able to set up that a referral is X amount of points, and then the unscammable feature of it is setting when the referral points are awarded.
Okay.
So you can set that the person only gets their referral points once their referral actually books an appointment and puts a card down.
Oh, that makes sense. Instead of just it coming in and then it happening before the transaction happens.
Exactly. So as opposed to points being awarded upon registration, I could go get my dad, my brother, my uncle, my mom, everyone to register an account, and they never have any intention of coming to your business. I just took 2,000 loyalty points for those quote unquote referrals, and I go and redeem those points, and I brought your business absolutely no money. So that added features like that. You cancel your appointments, your points were never given to you because you didn't pay for them. So, so not being able to book 10 appointments in the future, get the points, redeem them, and then cancel those appointments. Because, that was one of the loopholes I found at Sephora, was you get your points, you redeem them, and then you return the items. I found that accidentally, but that was a big gap in their system. I hope Sephora doesn't listen to this.
I mean, I'd be honored if they did, but I don't think they're listening to this. But it's one of those things where it's also kind of, it takes a guessing game out of us as the business owner to know that you have our back in us making more money and making it more seamless for even bookkeeping and accounting to that exact point until you have the money, like those deposits, but then having that full transaction. Now, regarding like memberships. So let's say someone has, like, we just purchased a new laser and now we're looking into getting memberships. Do you want to talk a little bit more on that part of it as well?
Yes. So we originally launched with packages because in 2018, 2019, you could not go and buy a pack of 5 facials, a pack of 10 blowouts online. That had to be in person with reception at their computer. So we launched with that, and that was new to be able to automate. And then memberships came after. And the difference between a package and a membership is a package is a bundle. You pay for it. Once it runs out, it's done. You can go buy another one.
Are you like me and every other entrepreneur on this planet, trying to make things as simple and easy as possible, even when it comes to your health? Goli apple cider vinegar gummies can help. Use promo code NICKMANION at checkout for 10% off your order. For those looking for a different take on apple cider vinegar, Goli apple cider vinegar gummies contain all the old school benefits of traditional apple cider vinegar in an easy take gummy form. Their products are vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and gelatin-free. Taste the apple, not so much the vinegar. 2 gummies contain 1 apple cider vinegar shot. Now, don't forget to use promo code NICKMANION at checkout for 10% off.
You can set your expiration dates and what's included in the package, of course, like a pack of 10 facials. But a membership, being that recurring billing model, like a gym membership, but at a beauty bar, at a wax bar, where I get 2 wax services for $99 a month. My card is billed the $99 each month. And when I book online, the system knows I have that membership. It's keeping track of what I have left, what I haven't used, what I have used. And it just puts it in the customer's hands, as opposed to typically with memberships and packages, you have to call to have that booked for you. And then reception is either, you know, I didn't know the extent of it, but it was a really manual in a lot of our customers. They were like, yeah, we have an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm like, that's insane.
That's what we're noticing. Like, we have a spray tan, a Mystic spray tan booth, and we have a membership, but like people, it's basically, it's a reoccurring like subscription they're basically purchasing. But then it's like when they come in, we were having issues of looking up their name in the system to figure out who had what packages, because there's obviously different types of packages too. And then looking back, because they'll be like, oh, I love that bronzer and that scent you did last time. Like, trying to track all of that on what packages and what add-ons that they had was impossible. So that's what I really find with something that I was looking for, is that, like, yes, the client experience, being able to go on and purchase the packages themselves, being able to see what they're signing up for, instead of being on the phone for like half an hour explaining all these different packages to people, and then figuring out, okay, now I've got to get your money somehow to actually like process these payments and making sure that you're booking in for these treatments.
Exactly.
So, there's a lot of steps. Like, when you do look at it, of like even training someone, like we have a new receptionist and I'm trying to train her all these things. And I am not a receptionist. I'm an esthetician. Like, I am not good with computer numbers, multitasking that way. But I realize there is way too many steps for us to be doing this. This needs to be a lot more seamless. And that, exactly on all the levels you just explained, makes it so much easier. Whether it's the packages, the memberships, the loyalty programs, referrals, it's all in one system.
And that's why it's so important when I'm showing the system to someone, or they'd like a demo of the system, I always pull up the client profile and I just wait for their reaction. Because on the client profile, it's all there on purpose. I don't want you to have to click 3 different clicks to see what you need to see. So it's right there in the side panel. You can still be using the calendar with the client profile open as well. So you're checking to see if Tuesday's free, and you've got Nicole's profile open and you see that she's got 2 no-shows. You see she's spent $40,000 at the business in her lifetime. You see that her package, she's used 3 out of 10 this month, and that she's a Supreme membership member. So you see all of that at a glance. Exactly.
And actually, something else I really want to applaud you for the demos is you, as the founder, was on the demo calls, as well as you actually took the time to do research about our business before jumping on the call and having our website up and actually being able to like see what we have to what it could be using your system. I've been on a lot of demo calls for different software companies, and like, I don't think they ever even know who we are when we jump on a call with them. They're just like, so what's your business name again? I'm like, oh my God, I'm just about to spend how much money with you and you don't even know my business name?
And I swear, that just comes from my experience, because the number of calls I've been on where I have to first of all, re-explain myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I filled out a demo request with a paragraph I wrote about what I want, and then I'm placed with a salesperson that asks me what my name is.
Yes.
And then I have to repeat myself. So that just comes instinctively from do to others as you want done for yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
But it definitely, that's how I process my demos. I've checked out your website first. I've made all my assumptions, but that also saves everyone time, because
absolutely
one out of 50 demos, I take a look at the website. I'm like, these people can't use Cojilio. This, this is not a candidate. So I give them a call and, hey, our demo's canceled. I don't want to waste your time. And so it's a time saver as well. It's just due diligence.
Yeah. And even the demo calls are like so quick, but in a good way, like so efficient in the sense of knowing like which questions, okay, how is this possible? And also being very open. Like there was a few questions I had where you're like, oh, we might be working on that in the future, or this is a possibility. Like you're very open. Because when did you found Cojilio? When did this all start?
It was incepted 2017 and soft launched 2018.
Okay.
And we partnered with Clover in 2020. So it's a new system. That's why it's so shiny and beautiful.
Yes.
It's not an outdated system at all, but it's been in the market for 5 years.
Yes, definitely. And what were some of the like challenges in starting your own business in the sense of the online world? What was some of the challenges you faced kind of getting it started?
Well, the biggest risk was we were building something that was better than what was out there, but it wasn't new. There were booking systems.
Yes. Yeah.
There are booking systems at every price point in every country, founded seed rounds, like Uber style, billion-dollar seed round businesses, booking systems in California. So that was probably the number one, risk. It wasn't a guaranteed success. And starting out was acquiring businesses that would trust us without a lot of customer base as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So we had to prove ourselves and get those testimonials. And that was a lot of over work that we had to do to prove ourselves to businesses. We couldn't afford to do what other systems do, where first 1,000 customers get it free for life. So within a week, we can have 1,000 customers. We had to charge our first ever customer that signed up. So that was kind of a slower roll than if we had given it away for free, but we had just bankrolled this privately at this small software company to build it internally. There were no external seed rounds, and this was an internal project funded by NCX that was doing, up until this, all custom supply chain software. So it was out of our realm, but it wasn't, because I was on the team to design it, and we have the best architects in North America. Like the fact that they built this system the way it is within that small team
and time too
in Toronto is just unheard of. And that's why when Clover saw how we were able to connect to their system and admitted, no other system has ever connected to Clover this well, I wasn't even surprised, because I knew who I was working with, and they're freaks. Absolutely, just freaks of nature.
Yeah. And I think that's the huge thing as like being a founder, is finding those superstars that can support your business. Like half the time people come in and like, oh, I want to book this and this. What do you recommend? I'm like, I'm not the expert. They're the expert. Like you got to go talk to them. So to have like, all those superpowers of this team behind you is incredible. Like to be able to do that. And the confidence in like your career. I always say like your businesses are like your babies, right? Like you're creating something that you want to last a lifetime, and for people to be able to talk about it. But I also think it's good that you were getting true testimonials from clients instead of just giving things for free.
Yes.
of actually having them like truly believing in the product to then actually spend money and to trust you in the ability of the software.
And that's why too, the feedback we received was true feedback, because these
Yes.
people were paying top dollar. They were paying $99 a month before Cojilio had memberships.
Yes.
And, you know, before those new features were in. So that was a lot of money for them to pay full price for a system. So the feedback we got was true. Hey, I love A, B, and C, but I need the client profile to show me this. And we rushed to put it in. Hey, no problem. We will put that in for you. So I think it was also our urgency of putting in requests. Our mentality was always weeks, not months, months, not years. So any request that we get, once 5 businesses request the same thing, it's in.
Yeah. I think too, it's like the beauty industry. Everything happens so fast in technology too, where it's just like, okay, someone's suggesting this type of facial or something that's up and coming now. It's like, okay, you got to kind of jump on that train to start bringing that in and that offering. Same with tech. Like it just, my fiance's in tech as well. And it's like, it's got to all happen so fast. And that's where I also love that openness you had on our demo call, where you're like, we don't have this now, but it's definitely something we can consider for the future. Now, what are some of your visions of the business in the next few years? Well, even weeks, months, years. Where do you see Cojilio going?
Yeah, we're going to expand into digital gift cards. Right now, our customers use whatever third-party gift cards they've already set up, or their Clover gift cards, which are great. So we're going to introduce Cojilio digital gift cards. So
sign me up. Here's my money.
Exactly. Email that gift card with the personalized message to your mom, and then she can book online in Cojilio and it's on her profile. So simple digital gift cards that everybody or most people would cancel their other gift card solution to now have it all in one umbrella of Cojilio.
And tracking gift cards, oh my gosh, like it's a nightmare. And it's gift cards. I don't think people realize, like, as a consumer, the amount of money, and people, like, once again, losing a gift card and this and this. Well, at least then you'll have a way of tracking it online, as well as like the actual physical gift card itself too.
Exactly.
So that's very exciting.
E-commerce as well. We'll expand into shipping and handling and e-commerce, selling products. So you can book online, you can book a facial and buy 3 products that are going to be shipped to your house, not necessarily in salon for you to pick up. We're also looking at kind of splitting out the system into individual offerings. So we've had requests where people just want our form solution. Our form solution beats out their DocuSign subscription. And they've said, well, I don't need booking. Can I just use you for forms? So thinking of splitting out just our loyalty solution, just our form solution, and offering it at a lower price. So someone doesn't have to pay $99 a month for just a 1/10 of the subscription. They can pay, you know, $11.99 a month for forms. And then that becomes just such a no-brainer for them. They can save money. They can cancel their DocuSign, which is, you know, not working the way they need it to. So that would also be a vision.
I think too, with the other thing with Clover, I was just talking, we had a call with Clover last week talking about this too, is the barcoding as well as inventory. It would be amazing for that to be integrated as the inventory when people are cashing out, because the different platforms, right? If you had it all under one. So yeah, if someone in their membership's purchasing this, and this, they're purchasing it, and then it takes it off our inventory online.
But it does that already.
It does? Okay, clearly I'm learning about Cojilio because I haven't done it yet.
So
but
what
that's
we did,
perfect.
Because Clover has the inventory level tracking, everything.
Okay.
So we designed it where that just connects to Cojilio, because we didn't want to compete or confuse or duplicate. So you've already got that in Clover. Clover's king. All of your products sync to Cojilio. So if someone's checking out for their facial, you just start typing, you know, serum.
Oh my gosh, you just solved all my problems.
Oh yeah. And then once it's sold, Cojilio tells Clover, we just sold one, update the inventory from 10 to 9.
Oh
That's
my
already
gosh.
in there. Oh
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. See, I haven't even I've played with the system a little bit, but I haven't actually jumped in on like entering everything in because like your team's handling it all for me, which is perfect. But
Mm-hmm.
purposely, I didn't add in some services. So they have to teach me how to do it and the inputting and all of that stuff. I also have another question too regarding booking. Like I love that you guys had like offerings for like the buffer times and then the spacing. Do you have an option with your booking system as well where it only shows those availabilities back to back instead of having like the full day availability too?
Yes, so that is our sticky booking. We've got a
Sticky
trademark
booking.
on that. That doesn't
That's
exist
cool.
anywhere. We
Yeah.
built that to replicate a receptionist's brain. So the receptionist is there and she sees your schedule and you've only got a 1 p.m. facial on Friday. So someone calls in, she's going to try to push the noon or the 2.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
she's not going to just say, I got any time but 1. Because then what if you get booked at 8 a.m., 1 and 6 p.m. and you've got your whole day is gapped out. So when you turn sticky booking on in Cojilio, when someone books online, the first person on an empty day, so there's no appointments, they get their pick of the litter. They're the
Perfect.
lucky lottery winner. They pick any time. They pick 1 o'clock. The next person only sees 12 and 2. They
Okay.
pick 2. The next person only sees 3 and 12.
Okay.
And it sticks all your appointments together, confirming or guaranteeing a gap-free schedule.
Okay. Now, could you do that selected to certain technicians?
No.
Okay, because I have a spray tan booth where we have as like a person basically, or as a technician, but I'm wondering in your system, I might just change it to like, if I can change it somehow to like a treatment room or something, so it's like available all the time, if that makes sense. I'm trying to figure out how to make that an option.
Well, I'm jotting it down because request sticky booking on resource level. I love it.
Yes, because our spray tan booth is a walk-in service, but it's only showing once again that like pick of the litter, like you said, of that one person that's booked at noon, but then the people that want those evening appointments, it doesn't show them that availability. So for my technicians, and some of them, most of my girls I know book out anytime anyways. So there's certain ones that I would love to have those options. So that was something I was kind of thinking about. I'm like, oh, it'd be great if there was an option on each technician. So there we go. There might be an option there.
The loophole for that my clients use that they really like is they'll block. the afternoon and they'll watch the morning fill up. And as soon as the morning's almost filled up, they'll just click unblock and they'll release the evening.
Okay. Yeah.
And this kind of just pushes people to be booking the morning first or evening first, for example, and then you open up the morning and that can be released from your phone, from your computer. So you can just be having an eye on Friday and once Friday. And I'll do the same thing with my demos because having a demo at 9, 12, 4, 6, and 7:30, it's like, oh. So I'll block my afternoon, the morning will start filling up, and then I'll release my afternoon. At least they're guaranteed to be back to back.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I asked that question because I was kind of thinking that too with the way the booking system works. Now, for any finishing notes, is there anything that you want to share? Anything that comes to mind in the sense of Cojilio and people coming to you and where they can find you for contacting you?
Definitely. Well, you had mentioned before that we were really there for the businesses, and that is something we definitely believe in from the beginning. We are a B2B as opposed to a B2C. So our booking system is not a marketplace. It's not I'm looking at Muskoka aesthetics, but there's a search bar to search other aesthetics near me. And showing my competition at a click away. Your booking link, your booking app is a dedicated login. There's no competition a click away. We are there to protect the businesses. We're going to collect your money. There's no auto refunds unless you approve it. There are no 1-star reviews that show on your website. We only show the 4 and the 5-star reviews publicly, and we give you the 1 to 3 stars to deal with internally. So that we are a business to business solution as opposed to being there for your customer and leaving you kind of helpless in the middle, which I know other booking systems will definitely do.
Yes. Yes.
So I definitely wanted to touch on that. As far as where you can find us, it's www.cojilio.com. I will spell it out loud. It's
Yes, there you go.
Cojilio. And we are available on the Clover App Market. So if you are already with Clover, you can sign up for your free trial through the Clover App Market. This way, your subscription billing can be done through Clover monthly and keep it all in one roof for you. And book a demo through our website. Give us a call if you have any questions, any functionality that I didn't mention today, which I would be surprised because I kind of went through the full scope of it. But there are definitely some things I didn't mention. It's a big system, and yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no worries. And it's such a diverse topic too with booking softwares, no matter what the business is. Like you said, it might work and it might not work for your business, but I love that transparency, and your team's awesome. So I'm excited to grow with your business and watch you grow over the years. So thank you so much, Nicole. This is awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, no worries. And we'll put all the show notes below too, so it's easy click for listeners. Awesome. Thanks so much, Nicole. We'll chat soon.
Thanks, Nicole. Bye.